stop in the name of love before it breaks our hearts. And it did break our hearts. Again and again and again. With this split of a second, a missed opportunity for these love birds to see each other again. It's a cruel twist of fate that keeps them apart. The anticipation is killing us. How much longer does this agonizing separation continue? Warm hugs and love to everyone. Sending you all joy, peace, and positivity this holiday season. Another day dawns. Another chapter unfolds in the protracted saga of Tone and 2Diem's unfulfilled longing. A narrative woven from the threads of converging paths and chronically missed connections. Another addition to the long list of opportunities for them to reunite. Only to be kept at bay once more by the capricious whims of circumstance. In a cruel twist of fate, both awakened to the early morning's gentle prodding. Both stirred from their separate slumbers to embark on journeys that would parallel yet diverge. Like the contours of the hilly mountain landscape they toiled upon. The grapefruit orchard became the shared, yet isolating backdrop for their labors. As both headed out to work early, and both labored beneath the ascending sun, picking and packing the tart fruits that filled the air with their astringent scent. Just as it seemed the thread of fate would finally spool them together, bringing them face to face amidst the rows of trees. It slipped loose, allowing them to miss the chance of meeting yet again. The synchronicity of their lives remained stubbornly asymptotic, keeping pace with each other without touching. In a fleeting instant, just as 2Diem finished her stint, she passed by the spot where Tone showed up mere moments later. A hair's breadth away from a reunion that remains tantalizingly out of reach. Leaving viewers stunned in both silence and disappointment at what could have been. Meanwhile, Tone's memory remains stubbornly elusive. Despite the recent flashback that brought 2Diem's image back into focus. The glimpse of her was fleeting, leaving him with more questions than answers. It's a cruel tease. Dangling fragments of his past just out of reach, taunting him with what he's lost. On the other hand, 2Diem's distress is deepening into depression as days pass, with no word, no sign of Tone. Her heart is heavy, weighed down by the crushing uncertainty. She searched everywhere, left no stone unturned. Police stations, familiar haunts, every corner of the town. But it's all been for naught. The silence is deafening. A void that seems to be consuming her from the inside out. Her longing for Tone is a constant ache. A gnawing pain that refuses to subside. She's exhausted. Emotionally drained. And the sadness is starting to take its toll. The fear of never finding him, of being stuck in this limbo forever, is slowly eroding her spirit. Depression is creeping in, casting a dark shadow over everything. Meeting Tone was a turning point for 2Diem. He brought light and purpose back into her life. Became her rock, her reason to keep going. Without him, she feels lost. Like a bird with clipped wings, unable to take flight, unable to soar. The thought of living without him is unbearable, and she's struggling to hold on. In reality, if we could put ourselves in Diem's shoes, tracing her journey from past to present, it's clear that her emotional response is a natural culmination of events. The disappearance of Tone has left a void, and the lack of closure is exacerbating her pain. It's human nature to feel overwhelming sadness and desperation when someone we love vanishes without a trace. The constant wondering, the what-ifs, and the unanswered questions create a perfect storm of emotions. Diem's tears and emotional breakdowns are often perceived as signs of weakness or annoyances by others. But in reality, they are cries for help. A desperate attempt to express the depth of her pain. Invalidating someone's feelings, especially when they're struggling with depression, can be incredibly damaging. It's essential to acknowledge and validate their emotions, rather than dismissing them as overreactions. The narrative's portrayal of Diem's prolonged separation from Tone is intentionally crafted to evoke anxiety and frustration in the viewer. It serves as a reflection of how people react and respond differently to situations, highlighting the often insensitive nature of societal expectations. While some may grow impatient with Diem's emotional displays, others may empathize and understand the depth of her pain. The storyline, though nonsensical at times, is doing a good job of showcasing the complexities of human emotions and the often overlooked struggles of those dealing with depression. It sheds light on the importance of empathy and understanding in the face of adversity, encouraging viewers to reevaluate their perceptions of strength and weakness. But then again, this isn't a reality show. This is a scripted drama, and the directors and writers are calling the shots. They're crafting a narrative that pulls at our heartstrings. And it's working because we're invested in Diem and Tone's story. But let's be real. There's a fine line between evoking emotions and overdoing it. One sad plot after another can be very overwhelming. Maybe they're trying to highlight the complexities of depression and relationships. But it's got to be well balanced. And one more thing, it's Christmas time. Let's all take a break from sadness and cruel reality. Let's celebrate the beauty and goodness of life. The laughter, the love, the togetherness, and the hope that this season brings. It's a time for joy, for giving, and for reflecting on the blessings we have. To the directors and writers, allow the spirit of Christmas to fill our hearts and bring us peace, if only for a little while. Not everyone is celebrating Christmas, though. But maybe it's a good time for a plot twist that's hopeful and uplifting, focusing on kindness and compassion, as these are universal things to commemorate. What do you think? Share your thoughts. Feel free to leave your comments below with your theories and predictions.